So tomorrow's the worldwide reveal for Modern Warfare 2, and no doubt we're going to learn a lot in an official capacity. Not just the, hey, this is what we think we know, but instead full-fledged confirmed information. However, today, before we get into all of that over the next 36 to 48 hours or so, my word, we've got a lot to talk about with this Modern Warfare leak that happened yesterday, because it's a game changer and a huge one at that. Fundamentally, we've maybe seen this once or twice beforehand, but maybe not in the capacity that we will see it in Modern Warfare 2. So today we're breaking it all down, let you know what you need to. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. Of this leak, are you liking the sound of it? Are you hoping to see anything else added large scale into Modern Warfare 2? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you're at all excited for Modern Warfare 2, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, do be sure the subscribe button to stay on top of everything Modern Warfare 2 here on the channel. And in fact, earlier today, Infinity Ward actually showed myself and a handful of other creators a bit about the game that I can't wait to share with you all tomorrow. So we've got so much to talk about over the course of the coming days, so make sure you stick it here on the channel. And finally, my friends over at Gamer Advantage have launched their sustainability collection of frames, and in celebration, code Espresso is 20% off. So if you guys would like to invest in your vision health, they're the best out there in my opinion, but we'll touch on them a bit more later. However, that said, let's jump into it. Today, the discussion comes from Ralph's Valve, probably the insider we've discussed the most here on the channel over the last few months. He published a new article on What If Gaming, which was entitled Modern Warfare 2 to introduce a map editor. Now, the report stated that Modern Warfare 2, of course, has the pressure on developers to create an album of hits for one of their most anticipated titles. He states that both Infinity Ward and Treyarch have plans with producing a community-led effort incorporating an offline mode, equipping players with the necessary tools for blocking out, mapping, and editing already existing maps, making relatively simple changes with a focus on altering the gameplay experience, paving the way for creatives to create. Now, he also followed up by saying that modified maps will allow each creator the option of customizing spawn points, objectives, restrictions, as well as with the addition of completely changing the scenery of a level and its individual properties, such as crates and containers. Altered maps will be closely regulated, and if a creator is approved, they will receive a verified checkmark. He continued on by saying this was something that they wanted to do within Modern Warfare 2019's lifecycle, but didn't get around to it. And then also, in addition to this newly formed sandbox, Treyarch intends to have it heavily incorporated into their unannounced free-to-play title, slated for 2023, which that in and of itself is something we'll come back to at the later portions of this video. But what does this mean? This seems like it's a custom mod creation, a sort of forge mode for Call of Duty, which fundamentally speaking is an entirely big game changer for how we could see content distributed to players over the course of the next year, year and a half, 2 years, if Treyarch actually doesn't have their full-fledged title coming out until 2024. Now, what is weird is that right now, based off of this report, it kind of seems like it's only altering existing maps by the wording. But I would imagine that if that's the case, that's kind of only the stepping stone, the sort of base level of it, where it's the first draft of these tools that are offered, if that kind of makes any sense, where the full-fledged, potentially mod tools could be something we end up seeing. But it's also really interesting for a number of reasons and what this could mean for the future. Well, number one, firstly, of course, to have an editor within Call of Duty and in an official capacity, potentially on all platforms, but also the fact that Treyarch custom map support is apparently coming in 2024. That'd be the first time that we'd be able to see custom zombies, in that case since Black Ops 3 back in 2015. That game is still on Steam, being relatively frequently updated by creators in the community using the workshop. And that actually is something that my curiosity is if this will be on all platforms or if it'll be solely on PC like Black Ops 3 and World at War mod tools. That in and of itself would make sense as to why Modern Warfare 2 is the first game since Call of Duty World War II to be on Steam, allowing the usage of that Steam workshop where players can download or subscribe to custom created projects just with the press of a button and try anything out. But if it's available on console, that's an entirely different game changer and makes the creation side of things next to limitless with the creatives that could get into things. No longer do you need a decently built PC. You could edit maps just simply on your PlayStation or Xbox, which would be insanely cool to see for the future of Call of Duty. But even just at its base, for both Modern Warfare 2 and whatever Treyarch's next game is, that would be phenomenal. It'd be more user-end content sourced and created by users. It kind of quenches that thirst potentially for more maps while also not stressing out dev teams to make official maps to an absurd degree. So everyone wins. No massive dev crunch time, but also still content that you could play in the maybe relative general public, maybe in the actual map queues. Now, if that means a server browser for basically those custom maps alone, that might be getting too far ahead of ourselves in that discussion because we just don't have any idea, but it'd be cool to be able to play them all. And not to mention, from not just necessarily even playing as a consumer or player standpoint, it could be a real Kickstarter for somebody's career if they're a map creator. If maps are verified by Infinity Ward or whoever oversees them as that verified checkmark is given out, that's a solid boost to somebody's portfolio. I don't know if you know this, but there's a good handful of people who do custom maps for World at War, Black Ops 3 that have springboarded that work into actual positions at the studios. I mean, hell, it's not a one-to-one concept, but similar. My thumbnail artist last year, who I worked with a ton for custom character renders, got his work recognized by Infinity Ward, and he's now working on Modern Warfare 2. I couldn't be happy for him, and I love that talent was sourced from the community like that, so it's super cool to see that potentially being a springboard again within the future here. Now, the next question is, will this launch with the game? Right now, there seems to be a ton of rumored major systematic overhauls for Modern Warfare 2, from gameplay features like the traditional minimap, ninja-style perk, and all those fan-favorite things that weren't the case in Modern Warfare 2019, all the way to things like theater mode, a specific VR experience, a brand new DMZ mode with a whole fundamental overhaul on gameplay, including a marketplace and a ton of other stuff. That and so much more has already been rumored, and if every rumor we've heard comes true for Modern Warfare 2, this game quite literally is chock full of stuff to the brim, and maybe the largest content offering we've ever seen in Call of Duty, and potentially even at launch. So the question is, will this happen at launch? Because that's a big question. If we have so much front-loaded here with that, is it something that they'd want to save it for a couple of months down the line, a year down the line? We don't quite know, but it'll be something that certainly has the potential to launch with the game or be held off like a major sort of core pillar of the game that's added post-launch. Another big thing to consider is the ending of that article, though, because while it's awesome that we may be able to adjust maps, spawn points, and even objectives of game modes entirely how we see fit with Modern Warfare 2 and beyond, in addition to the newly formed sandbox, Treyarch intends to have it heavily incorporated into their unannounced free-to-play title slated for 2023. We don't know what that means, but that sounds, at least to me, like a zombies outbreak game. With how much has been done in the past for custom zombies, and we of course have had that rumor for some time that Treyarch created Outbreak as game mode for that sort of springboard for a standalone zombies game in a sense, the potential is there, and that would make a lot of practical sense, in my opinion at least, given how it all could shape up. But that said, that's where we're at here at this, a custom map editor within Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and beyond. That seems pretty cool. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on that. What do you think of this? Would you like to see this here? Is this something that you want to see happen for consoles and PC in Modern Warfare 2? Do you hope it's at least not just maybe say shifting crates from one side of the map to another, but instead being able to build your entire map how you see fit? Whatever the case, drop it down below. But before we go, a quick reminder to check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage, who again just recently released their new sustainability collection, which is something that I absolutely love. I said it yesterday, I don't mean to be a hippie, but we only got one Earth. Every step to keep it alive is a good gesture in my books, but the sustainability line is the best of it all. The comfort, durability, and clinically proven effectiveness of the Gamer Advantage frames and lenses, as well as 100% recycled components to them. When you're done with the box, the case, the pouch, and hopefully not the frames for quite some time, they're quite durable. All of it, though, is entirely biodegradable. They launched 3 colors and 3 different frame sets, the Terra, Arbor, and Walden's. Myself, I think I'm going to get the Terras. Got to try them out for a bit, and I loved them. But if you're interested in investing in your vision health, combating the blue light that comes along with the daily grind of working on a PC, watching a ton of content, or just being on your phone constantly like myself, I highly recommend at least trying these frames out. I'll be transparent, they're a bit pricier than the generic ones you'll find on Amazon, but truthfully, there is no comparison to the results. Gamer Advantage is head and shoulders above everything else on the market. So if you guys are at all interested, Code Espresso is currently 20% off once again, but only for the next 24 hours or so here. So as of tomorrow, not going to be the case anymore. So if you guys want to take advantage of the best savings right now, it is the best time to do so. Check the link in the description below if you guys are at all interested. But that said, that's what we're going to call it. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come back tomorrow for a whole ton of Modern Warfare content we're going to be discussing. So that said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.